Hey everyone, thank you for coming on through to Living to Do's review of The Shy Season 7, Episode 5, called Safe Harbor. Before I get started with the review, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. So let's talk about this episode. We see Reg and Jake robbing those little ATM machines, uh, usually outside of stores or whatnot. In the daylight, they just put a mask on and they got them out there robbing these ATM machines. And what I'm really surprised at is that Jake is willing to do it. I just really thought better of Jake. He should know this is not a good idea. He doesn't want the best for you if he's out here wanting you to rob these uh, ATM machines. And they had a lady from previous seasons from The Shy. I think her name was Toussaint. Maybe it's Officer Toussaint. She's a police officer. And she previously arrested Reg. Now, she didn't know he was back in town. She gets a call from her son. And I can't remember the backstory on her son, but he's in jail. And he calls her to let her know that Reg is out. Or not he's out, that he's back, that he's alive, because she thought he was dead. And she wants like some proof from her son about Reg being alive. And I'm like, he's in jail. You're a cop. So she did some investigating and she found out that he was robbing these ATM machines. And that was like the last scene of the episode. So I know there's more to come on that. What Reg did with some of the money that he got from the ATM machine robberies, he took Jake to the jewelry store and they bought chains. And that's where they put their investment in their gold jewelry instead of putting it in the man's bank account. So he's teaching Jake all these bad traits. Jake's like, what about my business? And Reg doesn't want to hear about Jake's business. They're doing big business, what he's doing, robbing people. So in this episode, Jamal and Dom, they get married. They get married by Corey Hardwick's character. I think it's Dante. He was the drug dealer that was seeing Tiff for a minute. So he is the one marrying them. You can get that off the internet. And in attendance at the wedding is Jamal's sister, Lene, and Papa. They show an aerial love scene with Jamal and Dom. Because he's been celibate for I don't know how long. Well, he's no longer celibate. Sometime late in the evening, Papa drove Lene back home. I just felt a little tension between the two. When Lene was dropped off, she graciously said thank you for the ride. It's just the way that Papa looked at her. So I think they're going to be the hookup this season, and I think they make a cute couple. Tiff had Keisha over, and Tiff lives with Alicia in Alicia's big, beautiful home. And she has a big pool in the backyard, apparently. So the girls were out there, sitting on the lawn chairs with their pregnant bellies. And Tiff told Keisha that, that Victor is, like, I don't know if he's really coming on to her, but she feels some energy between her and Victor as well as her and Nook. And that surprised Keisha. And Alicia happened to be passing by when she heard that bit of the conversation. So I'm sure Alicia is going to intervene, keep a closer eye on Nook, because she believes that Nook did not kill her son. Wait till she finds out that he did, and he's getting close to her grandson. I'm sure it's going to be a boy. What is it like to be hit on by two men while you're pregnant? Okay, so most of the episode were on boats. Boats that were docked. They were party boats, but they never left the dock. Alicia had her big old boat there, and she had all her rich friends there, and Bakari was there to meet a publisher, and he didn't like what the lady had to say. He didn't want this white lady having more of his money than he would, and his professor was on board because he's friendly with his wife is friendly with Alicia, and I don't think the professor liked the lady either. And Bakari said that he wanted to, he wished he could like self-publish his book himself. The lady was even talking about making it into a movie. He just wants his story told. And so Professor Bradley put it in his ear that it's possible it would be hard work. So it sounds like we're going to see a self-published book by Bakari and watch it be really, really big and turns into a movie. Maybe it changes his life. So I see that as his character's direction in a positive way. Something good should come out of this. Darnell had his boat out there. He had a little boat. It was a little bit bigger than a tugboat, but he had his sons on board, and he had barbecue. With his earpiece still. He needs to get rid of that years ago. He was out there barbecuing, and his sons were on board. And I think there was two other people on board that we didn't see them much of them. He was just kind of chilling it with his sons. Damien looks like he's going to go to a spades tournament where the prize is $5,000. I think he might have a gambling problem or something. So I see that is the direction that his storyline is going to go. And Emmett, they were talking to him about getting married to Keisha, making her a good woman or an honest woman or whatever. So I think at some point he will possibly marry her. I see that's where their storyline's going. Though Darnell is cautious about Nook being around because he knows Nook is a killer. Darnell seems to really have turned himself around and has been a positive role model for his boys, talking about marriage, being with one woman, and they don't know what they're missing, how important it is. I like hearing that and that being reinforced back to our young people and having examples of that. Also on one of the boats out there at the port was Pastor Ezekiel. He had his church rich friends there, including Nook, who had an attitude. He wasn't nice to some of the people there. He didn't know how to act. He was, I don't know, it's out of sorts. He saw from another boat Alicia, and he asked Pastor Ezekiel who that was. That was a rich lady. Oh no, Pastor Ezekiel asked Nook who that was, and he said it was a rich lady. Who else was on his boat? Oh, Pastor Charles. And he's getting along with too many women. Jada is there with Tracy, and Jada's finding out that Pastor Charles has been around getting these church women on their knees, and she tells that to Tracy. Tracy doesn't know anything about that, but she warns her. And here comes Pastor Charles, trying to be overly nice, and he just oozes with that ick. It's just when you do it, when you come off too strong, and he is talking to people kind of bent over in their space. It's just, so something's going to happen between him and Tracy. I just know it. After the boat party, Alicia's off the boat. It's at night, and she runs into Pastor Ezekiel, which is weird. She was looking for a ride home. Shad was supposed to pick her up and give her a ride home. Since he wasn't around, I can't believe as rich as you are, call an Uber. Pastor Ezekiel offers her a ride, and I see them wind up in some type of lounge area where they're drinking. She's making deals with the pastor, saying that she can give him millions. She's trying to kill everybody who kills with no conscience. If you kill people for no reason, she wants to kill you. She's some type of vigilante, but vigilantes, I think, I don't know. I think they just don't they have a sweeter disposition? I don't know if they have but she doesn't come off like the good killer. I never saw that of her. Now she speaks of it. We're supposed to see her as like this good killer, vigilante type lady. I don't know. News to me. Okay, so Tiff, she sells weed, and now she's going to be selling shrooms, but she needs some testers because somebody told her don't put it out in the street unless you test it, and she shouldn't be testing anything because she's pregnant. So she's going to get Victor, who seems to be doing anything she wants lately, and Shad. Uh, he's not on the boat party because there's too many bougie people, so he's going to go do shrooms with Victor. So they do, and they are tripping. Victor sees Trig in his dream, so I guess that's his demon. And Shad sees his mother, who seems to dismiss him as a little kid, and it was sad to see. And he wakes up, these two are waking up in terror, and he comes to the realization that he didn't get enough love as a child, as most of us didn't. And I'm thinking maybe that's why he likes Alicia, older women, that mother figure that he never had, perhaps. They're supposed to tell Tiff what their experience was like. So more to come on that. We didn't see them tell her yet, so I guess that'll be on the on the next episode. So that's pretty much of this review. The episode was just okay. I guess it was a setup, so we can see people making connections with other people to continue a storyline. So it was just okay. I really do hope the lady cop gets Reg. I think he's the one to die this season. He's probably just here for one season. There's no need to keep him any longer. But that's it for now. Thank you for staying with me to the end. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. But I gotta go because I got living to do. Bye.